For years, some of the most recognizable German car brands, Volkswagen, BMW, and Mercedes-Benz, have been synonymous with both luxury and American-made vehicles, owing to substantial investments in the U.S. market. These companies built large manufacturing plants and established deep ties with American consumers. However, recent geopolitical developments have shifted the automotive industry's focus. In a surprising turn, German car manufacturers are increasingly choosing China as their primary destination for investment. This represents a significant shift for the U.S. market, which had long been considered a key player in the global automotive industry. Why are the giants of German engineering, brands that once saw the U.S. as a profitable and reliable base? Before we dive into the details, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, activate notifications, and stay updated with all the latest developments in the automotive world. Now let's break down what's happening in this ongoing trade war. The shift towards China. Under the leadership of Donald Trump, U.S. trade policies underwent a radical shift. America First became the cornerstone of his administration's approach to global trade, leading to tariffs imposed on Chinese and European imports, including automobiles. The Trump administration argued that foreign manufacturers were taking advantage of the U.S. market, leading to an imbalance that harmed American workers. For German automakers, this created a problem. The rising tariffs on European-made cars made the U.S. market less appealing. Companies like Volkswagen, Audi, and Mercedes-Benz were finding that their profitability in the U.S. was being squeezed by protectionist policies. China, the new automotive hub. Germany's shift toward China is not just about avoiding U.S. tariffs. The Chinese market offers significant advantages that the U.S. cannot compete with. China is the world's largest automotive market, with sales projected to grow as its middle class expands and purchasing power rises. The Chinese government has also rolled out impressive incentives for electric vehicles, EVs, and smart mobility solutions, areas where German manufacturers are eager to make headway. China's focus on electric vehicles has especially attracted German car brands. The Chinese government provides extensive support for EV production, including subsidies, tax breaks, and a growing infrastructure for charging stations. Furthermore, China is advancing in crucial automotive technologies such as autonomous driving and electric batteries. Long-term strategic decisions. As we look at the global market, we see that U.S. tariffs and trade uncertainties have made the U.S. less attractive to foreign investment in the automotive sector. In contrast, China is offering a stable, predictable, and profitable environment for automotive investment. Germany's largest automakers have already made significant inroads into China. Volkswagen, for instance, continues to maintain a dominant position in the country with its joint venture partnerships, including a major collaboration with SAIC Motor, China's largest automaker. In fact, Volkswagen has seen its sales in China outpace its numbers in the U.S., with 2024 figures showing that over 40% of its global vehicle sales came from China. Mercedes-Benz has also embraced the Chinese market, having opened several new production facilities in the country to produce both luxury vehicles and electric cars. BMW is similarly doubling down on its investments in China, especially focusing on EVs with its partnership with Great Wall Motors. The impact on U.S. manufacturing. The growing shift toward China has serious implications for U.S. manufacturing. Historically, German car makers have been important players in the U.S. economy, both in terms of the number of cars produced and the number of jobs supported by those manufacturing plants. But with the rise in tariffs and the cost of doing business in the U.S. becoming increasingly uncertain, the focus of investment is now shifting. According to the German Chamber of Commerce, between April 2024 and April 2025, German companies in the US have faced a 15% reduction in investments. In the same period, German companies in China saw a 20% increase in direct investments. This trend is particularly concerning for US automotive workers. Every new factory built by German automakers in the US would create thousands of jobs in both the factories and in the supply chains that feed them. But with factories now being built in China, these potential jobs are being created overseas instead. China's dominance in key components China is also emerging as a crucial hub for the manufacturing of key automotive components, particularly in the EV and battery sectors. Global supply chains are increasingly integrated into China, with many automakers depending on Chinese suppliers for batteries, semiconductors, and other essential components. A recent study from McKinsey & Company predicts that China will dominate global battery production by 2027, controlling over 70% of the world's supply. This makes it all the more vital for companies like Volkswagen, BMW, and Mercedes to establish a stronger presence in China to secure access to these critical components. The role of local government and incentives. What further attracts German automakers to China are the government incentives for both local production and electric vehicles. In particular, China's government is committed to becoming a global leader in EV production. This includes heavy subsidies for EV buyers, tax breaks for manufacturers, and major investments in EV infrastructure. According to data from the Chinese government, more than 20% of all cars sold in China in 2024 were electric, a figure that is expected to rise significantly by 2030. This presents a massive growth opportunity for German car makers that are looking to establish themselves as leaders in the EV space. Meanwhile, U.S. policies under President Biden's administration are pushing for EV production as well. But the tariffs on foreign vehicles and uncertain trade relations with countries like China are creating challenges that make China an increasingly attractive destination. Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't forget like and subscribe for the latest updates on global politics.